Hello and thanks for joining us on TVC News at 1. We begin with our coverage of the recent developments in the ruling All Progressives Congress. The Deputy National Chairman, North, Abubakar Kyari, will now run the affairs of the All Progressives Congress as acting chairman following the resignation of Abdullahi Adamu. TVC News correspondent Abidat Lawal reports on the latest developments in the APC, which also saw the resignation of the National Secretary, Iyiola Omisore.
Outside the APC engine room where Abdullahi Adamu held court and wielded influence, if politics is the name of the game, then no one should be surprised that a change of guard has taken place. As soon as events began to play out and the whispers about what the likely outcome of what the NWC may portend, Chairman Abdullahi Adamu threw in the towel. Many may ask, was it a preemptive move or the handwriting was on the wall for all to see?
The NWC wishes to inform you the resignation of the national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, CON, and that of the national secretary, Senator Iyiola Omisore, CON. And with this development, and according to the Constitution of the All Progressive Congress, APC, it is now incumbent on my humble self, Senator Abubakar Kyari, as the Deputy National Chairman, North, to assume the office of the Acting National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC.
Shocking as it may be, is history again repeating itself as witnessed in 1999 when the PDP replaced Solomon La with Barnabas Gemadi as chairman in a bid to steer the party on the course that the newly elected president Obasanjo wanted. And the new leadership under Abdullahi Adamu faced their first real test as the party entered a competitive primary season that ultimately saw the emergence of President Bola Tinubu as the flag bearer and candidate of the party after much trade-offs. Political watchers will not forget the controversy generated by the sole candidate stance and how it was thwarted.
Abdullahi Adamu, and he did verify that Ahmed, Senator Abdullahi, the Senate President, Ahmed Lawal, is a consensus candidate for the APC National Convention.
This mutiny is seeming lackluster contributions during campaign made him fair game. It became the agony for disgruntled National Assembly members, which sent the wrong signals. In between the four national chairmen the APC have had in 8 years of leading the nation is the clue that whatsoever the president wants, he gets in the governing party. The expectations is that this president's handling of the ruling All Progressives Congress party will not be any different. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.
And I have joining me former member of the All Progressives Congress, National Working Committee, Hilliard Eta. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we know that we've seen, for all political parties, national chairmen come and go, but, one would have thought that your party was, in the right place, especially during the election when it looks like, everything was in place and you were working together. And so it came as a surprise to some people yesterday to see the resignation of your national chairman and national secretary. What exactly is happening within your party?
Well, for people who are outside of our party, it may have been a surprise, but not to some of us who are in the party, who are members of the party. Senator Abdullahi Adamu wasn't the choice of the membership, the generality of the membership of the party. If you are as members of the fourth estate of the Rim, I am sure that you are keen watchers of what transpired before, during, and after our last national convention. As you are aware, Senator Abdullahi Adamu was not one of the front runners for the position of the national chairmanship. In fact, it was a direct fight between Senator Tanko Almakura, and Senator George Akume. But for history to be properly recorded, we must state the fact. And the fact was that Senator Abdullahi Adamu was foisted over the party by the former president. And it has come to an end because the Senate, the former national chairman, was not able to divorce himself from the structures that brought him into the office. And so it was very apparent that the former national chairman and the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, were not on the same page. There are so many instances, so it is not strange to us in the party that he took the honorable path of resigning his office. And we are glad that he did what he did yesterday.
Mm. But many would say, look, he led your party to victory at the national level. You know, your party won that election as declared by INEC. And then, you know, you have a president, you know, who is of your party. You have members of your party in majority at the Senate, especially, and at the House of Reps. If you have not combined the other opposition together, then as governors, you have more, you know, of the APC governors than any other party. One would have thought that, look, that victory would have led you know, to some sort of confidence in Senator Adamu.
Well, in your background before this interview, you made mention of the lackluster contribution of the national chairman towards the electioneering campaigns of the party. It was for all to see that you could hardly find the energy, the compassion, the passion of the national chairman in the last campaigns. Of course, he was the national chairman of a party that won the election, but you cannot say in all honesty that he contributed much to the electoral victory of the APC. In fact, there are some of us in the APC who thought that our national chairman was working at a cross purpose or at cross purposes with the electoral expectations of the party. So it is not true that he led us to victory. He was chairman when we secured victory for the party, but he did not lead us to victory. It was our unusual dynamic candidate in the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that led us to victory. So history, we must be able, you know, in Nigeria, we like to revise history. History must be told the way it is. Senator Adamu Abdullahi, from inception, had never wanted Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And he continued even when Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu had become President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The last one was his adventure into the public space by denouncing the leadership of the National Assembly when everybody knows that the national chairman of the party was just a telephone away from the president of the country and the president of the Senate. So we cannot, as a party, continue to have this kind of distraction. And if you go back to the political trajectory of our current president, you will find that Senator Adamu Abdullahi is part of that cabal that we usually talk about, who never wanted anything to do with the aspiration of a Southerner to become the president of Nigeria. You remember that before he even became the national chairman of the party, he had granted an interview where he said that they saw nothing wrong in a Northerner taking over from a Northerner after 8 years of President Buhari's reign. So this is a man whose mindset was clear to all, for all to see. So for us, whereas he has resigned, and we wish him the very best, but it is an opportunity for this party to recreate itself and be on the same page with this dynamo of a man in the president of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is ready to reset Nigeria, and we do not want any distraction.
All right. I wish we could take this conversation further, Mr. Hilliard Eta, but I'm afraid the time is up, because I would have loved to discuss further because we know that Omisore is also now involved in this. I would have loved to discuss that further, but my time is up. Thank you so much for talking to us. Former member of the All Progressives Congress National Working Committee, Hilliard Eta.
Thank you very much.